All right, welcome back to math class, and we are going to look at quadrilaterals again. We are going to do some reviewing of the classifications of quadrilaterals and also look at some different ones that we haven't talked about yet. So let's get started here. So quadrilaterals are all around you. Hopefully, if you're looking around the room, you're starting to notice different quadrilaterals, and that they're getting a little bit easier to name because they have very specific names. So what is a quadrilateral? These polygons are all quadrilaterals. So if you look at each one, hopefully you're noticing some similarities between all of them, but there's also differences. So if we were in the classroom, we would turn and we would talk to our neighbor. So if you want to turn and talk to your mom, your dad, and talk to them about quadrilaterals and how these specific polygons are all quadrilaterals and they have certain things in common. So hopefully you're noticing some things, and we'll go through. Hopefully you noticed that they were all polygons, that they all had 4 sides, and that they all had 4 angles. And then they have very specific names. So this is a rhombus. A rhombus looks like it's a square that somebody stepped on and smushed. But these sides are all equal sides, but they're different than a square because squares have 90-degree angles. They have all the same equal sides or all the same length, just like a rhombus, but the square has 90-degree angles. If you go over to the rectangle also has 4 90-degree angles, but is different because the rectangle has 2 sides that are the same length, and then the other 2 sides are the same length, but they are longer or shorter than the other 2 sides. Whereas a square, all 4 sides are the same length. A trapezoid has a set of parallel lines also, but the other set or pair, they usually extend out. If you were to extend them out, they would intersect and there would be someone being trapped inside those intersecting lines, which we always say. And then you come to the parallelogram. Parallelograms are kind of cool. The rhombus is also a parallelogram. So you can see here a parallelogram has lines that are parallel because we know this is parallel, and they will never intersect. So parallelogram. All right, so you have different kinds of parallelograms. So this is our lesson on identifying them. So this is an example of a what? So if you were to draw out your lines, hopefully you would see that these would keep on going indefinitely, these line segments. But if you continued these ones, they would intersect. And then you could draw your little man up here, and you would see that it is a trapezoid. When we move on to the next example, so this is an example of a type of parallelogram. So remember, parallelograms are really interesting because they have lines that are parallel and would continue on and never intersect. So there's multiple types and specific named parallelograms. So if you look at this very specific parallelogram, that you see the lines are parallel to each other and would never intersect on the sides. It's not a trapezoid, it is a rectangle. This is not a square, and it is not a rhombus. So the only one it could be would be your rectangle. Remember, a square can be a rectangle, but a rectangle could not be a square. We go here. This is another very special parallelogram because if you extended out both pairs of lines, they would never intersect each other. So it is not a trapezoid. It is definitely not a rectangle because it does not have 90-degree angles. It is not a square because it does not have 4 90-degree angles, but it is a rhombus. This has all 4 sides are the same length, just like a square, but it's been stepped on, so it's kind of smushed and goes to the side at an angle. So that is a rhombus, and that is a parallelogram. Then we go to another special type of parallelogram, and you can see that all sides are the same length, and they all have 90-degree angles. So the only one that works here would be a square. And then, like I said, there are quadrilaterals all around you. So the computer you're looking at is a quadrilateral. It probably has 4 sides. You can see the windows in the building. You can see the doorways. You can see right here the windows. There are quadrilaterals all around you. And I hope now you can name some specific quadrilaterals. There's also going to be a quadrilateral music video that I would like you to follow up this lesson. I hope you had a great day in math, and I hope you enjoy the music video. Take care, and I miss you.